Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Trick Dude, we are so freaking proud of you. It's never too late to go back to college, turn your life around. It's been a rough few years. We know this is going to be the move that you need to change your life.
Yeah, Mikey, I'm really excited for you, pal. This is good. New beginnings, baby.
Don't fuck it
Thank you
up.
very much. All right. Here it is. Email just came in.
Let's see. Let's go.
I did not get in.
You didn't get in. It's fucking Nassau Community College. What the hell's your goddamn problem?
Holy shit, are you fucking stupid
What a
or what?
stupid bum. You're going to be in
Oh
your
my
mother's
God.
basement for the rest of your life. What,
What
a
a
fucking loser.
Fucking
bastard.
idiot.
Piece of shit.
Stupid as you look.
Dude, we are so freaking proud of you. It's never too late to go back to college, turn your life around. It's been a rough few years. We know this is going to be the move that you need to change your life.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay. Let me fix that. Okay. Hi, everybody. It is Sunday. I can't believe I'm up. Hey, it's a special Sunday edition of the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is going to be a great one. We have some very special and talented people, and Greg is here too.
Yeah.
Greg and Sophia and Valerie from Argonaut?
Argonaut. Yes.
Argonaut. Argonaut Studios are here, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you guys.
Absolutely,
having
Tony.
us.
Good to see you too.
Nice to see you. Well, Valerie's been here before.
Yes.
Greg has been here several times. He's part of our family here. Valerie, Stazone? Stazone. Okay. My apologies. I should know that since you've been here. And Sophia.
Good luck.
All right. Let me see if I can do this. Vardukas.
Close.
Very
close.
Vordukas.
Yeah, but that was close.
Sophia Vordukas. I like it. And Greg Halverson. Very nice. Okay, so we're. Before I even go any further, because we're going to mention this throughout the show many times, the Argonaut Mixer this Wednesday night at the Garden Social in East Meadow. It's a great place. Happy hour 5 to 6. What's going to be happening over there? Anybody?
Food and alcohol?
Nice. That's a good thing.
It's a good
We've
combination.
been running these networking events, just getting creatives to come out and to meet and to discuss what they're up to, whether they're actors, directors, in the arts. It's a really nice event where it's just very low maintenance, low stakes, and we come and we have some drinks and some eats and we talk.
Give out buttons. Yeah, good stuff. So you'll get something out of it. Yeah. Stickers.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
well, it is sounds
People
like a
the
networking
giveaways.
event.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
a networking
Yeah.
event.
Right, and swag is always a good thing.
Yeah,
People
it's fun.
love it.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, people love swag.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
And so, but the idea is to promote Argonaut.
Argonaut, absolutely.
Argonaut. I got to get used to saying it. Who wants to explain? I mean, I got a whole page of notes just for you guys.
That's impressive.
Not really. But, so who wants to explain Argonaut and the whole thing behind it? This is very interesting to me, so I'm curious where this
time
goes.
you got?
Go ahead.
We're here for a while, baby.
Go ahead, Sophia.
Argonaut, I guess maybe just historically comes from Jason and the Argonauts, like in Greek mythology.
Oh, okay.
So they were the ones that went after the Golden Fleece and killed Medusa and all that super fun stuff.
Right.
We loved the idea that an Argonaut was essentially a traveler, an adventurer, and a warrior. And so we decided that it really resonated with our concept of plowing through this new world and trying to find these beautiful stories that we can tell as a production company, but through as warriors through like a feminine lens, right?
Okay.
Through the challenges that we have as women. And so that's where Argonaut came from.
I don't want this come out disrespectful because it's not. It's just an honest question.
All good.
Cool. Thank you. Women. You still feel that women have to battle a little more to be heard and seen?
I do.
Okay.
I do think we've made a lot of progress.
Oh, sure, compared to
For
say
sure.
the 70s or
For
something.
sure.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's still pretty rampant where, as someone who, for example, I am a director, I'm a cinematographer.
Oh, nice.
I have worked in still photography for a large part of my life. I will tell you that I have had my fair share of really not being welcome to the table simply because of my gender, unfortunately.
kidding.
Still, which is super disappointing.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
And I know, and most of the people in my life are not like that, but that is something that still exists.
Right.
And I think it's very important to just not necessarily make it an exclusive thing about women, but just make sure that we give them enough room to give them their space to be heard.
Okay. I am shocked. I've brought it up on this show many times. The amount of people, say in Hollywood, that are, continuously, it just seems like every day there's somebody else that's getting accused, or we're finding out about people that are doing horrible things. Not just to women, but mostly to women. In this day and age, it boggles my mind that is even still happening.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry,
No, I was
Val.
going to say, I think the power dynamics are still not equal.
Okay.
And I think that, we're in a situation where people are using, or men, let's say, might be able to use their power for women to want to, I guess, meet them where they want them to go and progress in their career, and feeling like they don't have a choice. But I think that with the Me Too movement and everything happening, I think more women are, things are coming to the forefront.
Sure,
and
yeah.
people are talking about it more. So that's progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also feel really that there is something that I think is, and I totally agree with Valerie, but I also feel that there's something deeper here that I feel like over the years I've recognized, which is it's not necessarily, men do have more power. And we could argue this point back and forth forever,
I agree.
But they do, okay,
Yeah,
and it's okay.
absolutely.
And that's where not that it's okay, but that's what it is, okay? So
Right.
so that's a fact. But if the roles were reversed,
Right.
I don't know that things would be that much different, because I think the important part here is that it's this concept of absolute power corrupts absolutely. Like,
Oh, yeah.
that it really has to do with this idea that humans are very easily influenced by power.
Yes,
And they're-
unfortunately.
and that
No doubt.
that level of ambition. And I think that it's as a result, women unfortunately bear the burden in the current world that we exist in. But I do think that it's really also addressing this idea of what power is and how to untangle yourself from letting it get to you
Yes.
in a way that now you can abuse anyone and everyone around you.
Yep.
And if the culture is dominated by heterosexual men, let's just say, then women are going to be the ones suffering.
Right. Okay.
Right?
I personally have no problem with women running the world. I do think you guys would do a better job than us guys. We do nothing but fight and yell and scream and act like brats. So yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
I don't necessarily disagree with that, but okay.
I think it's also what the shift is too. Is the more that you look at film and TV now, you have a lot of the contemporary stuff that's out there now. It's really making women shine a lot more too.
Oh,
There's
sure.
different types of roles that women are playing, and I
Yeah.
think we wanted to explore that more, because what we still find is, of course, you have your classics, and we're not going to take anything away from
Sure.
some of those classics, but there's other roles that we can play, and there's other ways to look powerful, not just putting on a uniform or yelling at someone. It's
Right,
like there's
right.
strength in female protagonists now, and there's a lot out there that I think is not really depicted, especially on Long Island.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sure.
Well said.
Yeah. So now but the films aren't necessarily about that. You guys are just putting women forward in any kind of leading role, I guess. Would that be kind of accurate?
I think it's more just inclusivity, right? Like this idea of like making sure that we include women in an equal footing. So it's not necessarily only women working on a project and only women being cast and only about a woman's story, right? It's
Right.
about like and if the story is beautiful and interesting, I think it's worthy regardless,
Right. Right. That's how I see it.
right?
Right.
But I think that, for example, the idea of Argonaut, like, why not rewrite this story in a modern setting as women being these warriors? It's just
Sure.
another approach that also gives insight into a different person battling
Right.
something's, a story
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I
So,
got you.
so that's kind of what this is. Like
Okay.
Valerie's script crossover is not necessarily about a woman battling through like a male-dominated landscape. It's just about grief and
Right.
about how she just happens to be a woman and she's managing grief
Right.
and how difficult that is as a human,
Okay.
right?
I'm really glad that you guys are actually doing this, because I think of and this, I don't know if this is a bad example, but that Julia Roberts made that movie Eat, Pray, Love. Was that the name of it? Eat, Love, Pray, Eat whatever.
Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah. Eat, Pray, Love. And they were kind of like, she was on Oprah and go girl and all that stuff. But meanwhile, that movie drove me nuts. She basically, she's traveling the world trying to find herself, but then she really doesn't discover happiness until she meets a man. Right. And I'm like, that's not, you're almost defeating your own purpose here. You're pushing, girl power or whatever. Forgive me if that's the wrong terminology, but then, but this movie, like, her life didn't seem to go anywhere until she met the guy, and I forget the actor's name, but so that movie, I don't. It annoys me, that movie.
I think that's how deep, how inherent the mindset is. That in a way, it's almost a lack of awareness. That's
okay.
And it not to knock the movie at all, but I do see your point. I do see your point. But I also, can I be like really shallow and kind of
that's all the show is, baby.
I feel like we all have our share of chick flicks and dick flicks. Right?
Tell me more about the dick flicks.
Yeah, really. I'm interested.
Let's go there. Let's go there.
Let's go there. Yeah. What is it? What is your favorite dick flick? I'm going to interview you for a little bit.
No, you're absolutely right. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying a rom-com or a chick flick. I don't enjoy the dick flick, but I'm glad you do. But no, there's nothing wrong with. We all like a little
Gladiator
mindless.
meets, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Right.
Should be
a new genre.
Yeah. I'd watch that. And honestly, any key to any film is a great story. And I think the films that are out in this day and age are pretty much lousy stories bottled around special effects. And what we have here with Crossover is a great story. It is so well written. It grabs you from the start, and it doesn't let you go for 30 or 35 minutes. You don't need bombs going off. You don't need laser beams. You got great performers and an amazing story. And that's what it's about.
And that's the thing. Currently, the current flavor, are all the superhero movies, which is fine and dandy, but
put it to sleep for 10 years.
Exactly.
It's overused.
It's become a cash grab, like anything else. That just seems the way it goes. But now, so we have Crossover, which I believe when you were here last, I think you did talk about it a little.
Speak to it. A little bit. It was before filming actually started.
Right. So this is. Excuse me. It takes place. So it's like an alternate universe where your father is still alive. Is that?
Yes. I mean, it starts off with my father's funeral, and dealing with the grief head on, and it's in our main universe, and I end up interviewing a scientist for a story as a journalist, and I get pushed into an alternate universe, which I think the story is completely, a filler story for this paper. I think it's nonsense. I go up and I do the interview anyway, and some kind of anomaly happens. I get put in this alternate universe where my father is still alive.
Wow.
So as much as that sounds amazing, life is very different there. So it's just, I'm unsettled in that universe, and I try to make my way back home.
Even though your father's there?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because although there's similarities, there are many differences. And it's really coming to terms with grief and memories that you have, and realizing that there's no redos. Be happy with the chance that you had and the stories that you have and the memories. And, I think there's some peace and comfort knowing that maybe he does exist somewhere else.
Okay. That's, that reminds me of Contact a little bit. Jodie Foster, remember that movie?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Same thing. She goes into some alternate universe, sees her father there, but does come back. Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
And now you guys, sorry.
It's a nice sci-fi element.
Right. And you guys have started filming this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Because that was, when were you here? 2 years ago?
August 2020.
Was it last year?
It was about a year ago.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's nice that it's.
Oh yeah, we've
that
been
it's coming
filming.
to fruition.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
Under the amazing direction of Sophia, who's bringing it to life.
Look at that. Very nice.
I mean,
Brilliant.
I trust her with this baby.
Nice.
It's been incredible.
Couldn't be in better hands.
It's been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
You filming it on the island?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Nice. Are you in this?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
You play the
I'm
father?
actually filming my scenes next week. Or is it 2 weeks?
2 weeks. I
2
think.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you play?
I play.
He's my stepdad.
Her stepdad in the alternate universe. Yeah.
My mom married younger.
Yeah.
Really?
Things
Oh
are
yeah.
different.
Yeah. Her mom's getting some action.
Not the movie I thought it
Don't
was.
worry, Mom, it's fiction.
yeah. It's good stuff.
And what does he do? Does he smack you around? He's a real dick?
No.
He's
no.
drinking?
It's really, Greg's personality is just really, it's perfect for him. He says very little.
Very little. Yeah, exactly.
And makes my mother happy.
Right,
so.
there you go. Yeah.
Oh, it makes your mother happy.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
All right,
yeah.
good. Nice.
A happy woman is a happy home. And this character's mother is very happy.
Yes.
All right.
And all that implies.
Wow. Wow. Good for you.
Yeah, it's good. We shot a couple of weeks ago. We shot the funeral scene, and I had access to a coffin, and I threw it in the back of my SUV and drove it to.
I see Tony's face. Wait, you had access to a coffin?
I had access to a coffin. Yeah, and
don't ask questions.
Yeah,
you didn't ask any
I'm
questions.
just
You were
nodding
like,
and-
great,
The answer's
bring
going
it.
to be just
That's
as
great.
weird. Yeah.
Very good.
I drove this thing across Long Island with the back of my car open, and every pothole I hit, I thought the thing was going to fall out, and it was it went so well, and it was just so professionally done by these two ladies that I can't wait to see the whole thing on in its complete stage. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Is this how Argonaut started, or was it, or you already put together the production company and this is the first film?
It started through the film. I mean, it really, in many ways, like all of us having acting experience, and I was starting to take directing classes because I was interested in it. And then I also have a background in still photography, that when we decided to move forward with crossover, we knew very little about film production.
Oh, okay.
And so we decided, and when we started researching and learning what we needed to learn, one of the things we recognized was that having it under the blanket of a production company was smart.
Sure.
And so we thought, let's start in that vein. And as a result, it started to grow, because once we solidified this idea of it being this film and theater production company, and also an identity, like a brand identity, like Argonaut, like we discussed, all these other ideas started to come into play, and all these other projects started to inspire us. And so it's like we finish Argonaut, and I got to tell you, we have like all these other things lined up, which is so great and wonderful and fun, and to all different levels, like just as a production company, just as actors, just as director, like, so it's been, in a way, forming that company is what led to this kind of source of creative inspiration.
Okay. I did see, and I don't remember where I saw it, but I liked, if I could find it, it said something about enjoying the whole journey of we've learned that it's not just about the end product, but the journey of collaboration, dedication, and the pursuit of a shared vision. And that's to kind of jump on what you just said. I think that kind of fits. You enjoy the the whole collaboration, the whole journey of making a movie like this or any movie, and it's just you have that shared experience, you have that shared vision, and it's not always, well, of course the end product comes out great, and then of course you want to make some money or whatever the end goal is, but to enjoy the ride, that's important.
And we're enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
And it's
a lot of
also
fun.
like, I mean, not to sound morbid, but what else is there? This is all just one big ride.
Right.
You know?
Sure.
And one of the things I learned from my brother-in-law, who has had a long career in production for various large companies like Microsoft and Apple, is you have to for projects like this, especially when you're working with, when you're just starting off, you're working with no budget. You're working with negative budget, and you have to really love it.
Oh yeah.
You have to really be in love with it, and you have to really find a passion for it to drive you through to the end, because it is a tremendous undertaking, and that's still putting it mildly.
Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of producing a film myself, which no budget, and you're enjoying every second of it, but you have your moments where this costs $300 fucking dollars, son of a bitch, and you're like, and it does put you in a bad mood for a little while. So I just bought this, or now I got to buy the crew food, son of a bitch.
Yes.
Like, and then even that too, asking. We've been fortunate. We have a good group of guys, but you
just feel like you're asking for favors all the time.
Exactly.
And you feel bad.
Right.
Yeah, I start to feel really like I believe in it, and I appreciate you appreciate everybody else's. There's been so many amazing people that are so supportive.
Right.
But you also you don't want to overstep or overtake. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
I know exactly
feel
what you're saying.
that.
I constantly feel the pressure of how do I pay this person back? What what can I do? And then honestly too, then if you even figure it out, this guy needs this. All right, let me do that for him. But then sometimes it's hard to find the time to do the damn thing that they need, and then you feel selfish, and it just goes on and on.
Yeah.
Did you go out and buy equipment, or you just got a crew? Like, how did you guys do it?
I'm the primary shooter on it.
Okay.
So, and I have my own camera and some equipment, and I often, my good friend and also cinematographer John Sepanera, shameless plug, has been a shooter with me, and he also has his own stuff, but this is one of those expensive things where it's like, I'm renting out the exact same equipment that I have for John, because it needs to look consistent, right?
Exactly.
Like, everything needs to look right. If you're shooting a scene and it's two different cameras, there's the potential for two different, and color grading and matching that up afterwards is a huge undertaking.
It sure is.
But it's been really cool. Regardless, I will say that, like, just this idea of this process, has been amazing. Shot lists, how that adheres to the story, how maybe the script might need to shift because this is a visual medium, and how you need to change angles, change ideas, change wording, actual dialogue. Speaking of which, I hope you don't mind, I just want to throw in there that we also, talking about people who are involved, I do want to at some point have our social media marketer, an amazing human being all around, Maria Dylan. She's in Germany, and she's an amazing person and has just done wonders for our social media, and puts together the most beautiful, thoughtful posts regarding filmmaking.
Really?
So, yeah, she's just amazing.
How did you find a social media person in Germany? Like, how does that happen?
Well, she was here for a while.
Oh, she was here.
And we took acting classes together. So, the community is just so supportive, and we met a lot of great people. And a lot of people that are participating in this film have been amazing, that we've done projects with on other things.
Okay.
And we're very fortunate that we just found this collaborative community.
Mm-hmm.
And so Maria, Sophia reached out to her. She had moved back to Germany and brought her on board, and it's been amazing. She's so incredibly talented.
Yeah, she does a great job.
Who scared her away that she went back to Germany?
That's a how much time you got question.
That's for a whole other podcast.
Right.
Like 3 other podcasts. Yeah.
That's up to you. You want to, anytime if you want to call her.
I might have her, I might try to reach out to her so she can hop on with us for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see.
You will have to put those headphones on to hear. Or you might, maybe if you put it next to you, you might be able to hear it.
Okay, let me check. Okay. Everyone else will be able to hear her?
Yes, I have it hooked up here. That's why I gave you that cord, so I could hook it up to the board, and everybody will hear it.
Let me just quickly go back to her directly, because we don't know how to call everybody.
All right, well, while you're doing that, you mentioned doing other projects with each other. I know you've done a lot of great stuff.
Yes.
Like a lot of those weird horror things. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, that was fast.
Hey, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hi. Do you hear me?
Yes, we
loud
can
and
hear
clear.
you great. Welcome aboard.
Let's see.
Do you hear her? You don't hear her.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here.
Maybe if I take her off speaker?
Well, yeah, take her off speaker. Yeah, let's try that.
Okay, Maria, can you say a few things just so we can?
Maria, you there?
I hear her.
I hear
but
her in the little headphones.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I do, but I don't. Maybe she's not hearing us. Maria, can you hear us?
Can you hear me, Maria? No, I can't hear her.
Well, I don't think she's saying anything. Maybe that's why we can't hear her.
Could be.
Maria, you there? Maybe she doesn't hear us. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I try put it back on speaker. Then I guess I don't know what happened there.
You're saying something right now.
I hear her now.
Okay, now I can hear you, hon.
That's weird.
Do you hear?
Something with. All right.
All right.
Well, I mean, we could always just. Since you have her on speaker, if you want to hold her close to your microphone, I think we'll be all right.
Should I pull this? Can I pull this
Yeah,
out?
yeah, yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
You're not hearing it.
Yeah.
Okay, Maria, we're gonna try to have you chat right next to me on the microphone.
Okay, great.
So, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to? Would you like?
You know, Maria. Hi, Maria. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing all right. So we were taking bets on which one of these guys scared you away that you had to move back to Germany.
That's a good question.
So tell us a little about what you're doing with Argonaut.
So it all started when I was in the States. I graduated school in Germany, and I came to the States to do an au pair, and I ended up with American host family on Long Island. I took some acting classes, and I met Sophia and Valerie, and I've been back for a year now, and I just stayed in touch with Sophia and texted me telling me about Argonaut, and I was just proposing to her, hey, if you need any help with something, I would love to be involved if it's possible, remote, because I live in Germany. And she told me that they might need someone to manage the social media, to take it over and post content, to gain followers and kind of create a community. So yeah, that's how I got to do the social media now.
Are you from Germany or you're from here?
I'm from Germany.
I don't hear an accent.
She has an impeccable English.
Like you're actually turning on your English accent for us right now? Is that what's going on?
No, I guess it kind of developed when I was living in the States. It's so weird.
Wow.
You can't even detect anything.
Nothing.
I know.
Nothing
It's
at all.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess in this day and age with technology, being on the other side of the world doesn't matter when it comes to working with people and working on a project, right?
Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't really. I mean, if they're shooting and they have to do production, I'm not there. But if it comes specifically to media managing, it's very, very easy to post content. So yeah, definitely works.
But you must, at the same time, though, I guess you rely on them to send you, like maybe behind the scenes photos or something, so you can post and make content.
Yes, exactly. We kind of organize everything in a Google Drive, and then they tell me about the shootings and about everything they did, and I just create something out of that.
Wow. Their mission, with pushing women more to the forefront, was that important to you, or is it just a matter of working with your friends, or both?
No, I do think that's important as well. Yeah, because I see it in Germany too, or in general, the European film industry. It's very there have to be more women, and a lot of them are not taken seriously. And I think it's amazing that Sophia and Valerie decided to create this mission and put it forefront for women to be involved. I think that's very important. I'm very grateful to be part of this experience. It's amazing.
And my guess is it's, we were talking earlier about how it's, the way it is, that it's just, heterosexual white men that just seem to be the top of the chain, so to speak. And I'm assuming that that's the same in your neck of the woods?
Sorry, what are you saying that it's in the European film industry?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's in general, I believe, I don't know how Valerie and Sophia feel about this, but I feel it's very hard for people in film that do independent film to break into the industry and to network. And specifically if you're a woman, it's probably harder. So I'm not into it too much. I'm not a professional yet. So I can't say too much about it, but I've read some stuff and I feel the same. Yeah, so I think it's the same. It's very similar probably to the American industry.
And speaking of things that are hard, I mean, I think I'm sure being an au pair is hard. Like dealing with these little brats 24/7. I give you credit.
That's why she ran back to Germany.
Absolutely. I would run to Germany too, and I'm not even from there.
Yeah, no, I had an amazing experience with my host family. I'm still in contact with them, and I'm very grateful because I met Sophia and Valerie. I had so many amazing connections, and I saw the States. It was great.
Wow. And is that what you do there in Germany too, or no?
Right now I'm working, and I'm going to start university in October.
Oh, very nice. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We're trying to get her back here at some point.
Of course, yeah. Very nice. What time is it over there? What is it, dinner time over there?
6 hours ahead.
It's 5:34 right now.
Yeah, are we interrupting dinner?
No, not yet. I'm sitting in a park in Paris.
She's actually in Paris.
Oh, she's sitting in a park in Paris.
Doesn't that sound nice?
Well.
What a charmed life.
Wow,
You
yes.
gotta love it.
Go, Maria, go.
Good for you, Maria.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's amazing. The weather is great. I don't know if you can hear it. A lot is going on in the background.
It does sound like you're in a place where lots of nice, fun things are happening. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Unlike here. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. Come on, it was right there. You were wide
Home
open,
run.
Tony.
Sophia's only happy when we're talking about dick flicks, apparently. So.
Why, you recommend one?
Well, maybe. All right, I'm good. I don't know if there's anything that you...
No. Maria, is there anything else you would love to add while we have you on?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I really love this idea, for example, like the podcast right now, and just talking to people and sharing ideas. And I think it's so important, and I really love this. And yeah, it's great.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what else.
Maria.
That was very nice. Cool. Well, Maria, thanks for your time. We appreciate it, and all the best, and we hope to see you back here at some point.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Maria.
We'll
See you,
talk
Maria.
soon, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Have a great time.
Have a great
bye.
time in
Kisses,
Paris.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, we're hanging out with the guys from Argonaut Studios. Let's see. Jeff Bosey comments. He says hi.
Hey, Jeff.
Ann is watching in California. Peter Quinones.
Oh, hey, Peter.
Hey.
He said it's all worth it. And then he said it was hard to hear her. And then
Sorry about that, Peter.
And then Danielle
Graziosi
says
sister.
hello. Oh, that's your
Hi.
sister. Hi, Sister Danielle.
Hi, Danielle.
Actually, Peter, who commented, is in the film as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Yes, he plays my father's best friend, Joey.
Okay.
So,
Joey.
yes.
Oh, wait. Joey over here. Very nice. Let's see. Where were we here? All right. So talking about empowering women, so to speak, and pushing forward. This is why you have this lovely lady with you? Like, what's Greg's involvement here?
I look good in a skirt.
He also has been integral, and he's just always ready and available and ready to jump in and work through everything. And he's great at meeting people one-on-one. So he's not defined by any of those social norms, and he just likes to get to know people and work through these really interesting creative projects. And so we just feel like it's also a testament to, again, it's not about only women all the time, because
Right.
that's just as bad as the opposite, right? It's the same
sure.
thing,
Right.
actually, at that point.
Exactly.
So it's really about finding people we connect with and working with them.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
I'm glad you said that, because, I think it's really important to have the female voice and navigate through that lens, but we cannot do what has been done to us. We are inclusive, and everybody's story deserves to be heard, and we just want an equal seat at the table.
Nice. Well put. Well put. And and that's that is where you get a gentleman like this involved, because
Greg's been amazing, and anything
solid
you ask
and
him
just
to do,
super.
Yeah.
he's willing to do. He just always has a positive energy to him, and again, you're very vulnerable writing something, and especially something so personal. And to have people read it, that was hard at first, but then getting the collaborative efforts and the commentary and the advice, and Sophia saying, can we, what do you think about changing this up or that? What do you feel about that? I mean, it's just like everybody's voice is heard, and it's just nobody else I would trust with this. It's just, it's been great.
It is kind of a weird feeling, right, when you're starting to put it out there, and waiting to see everybody's reaction. Right? It's a weird feeling.
When I first read the first 12 pages that Valerie sent me last year, I was floored. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You got to finish this, write more. And because what happens, the minute you read that first page, it just grabs you and doesn't let you go through the whole thing.
Nice.
And you can literally feel her emotions jumping off the page. And the thing that I have to say is, as a guy, you're into action and stuff, and you want explosions. I'll tell you what. The thing that is missing in modern day film is great storytelling, and this lady here is telling a great story, and it's gripping. It grabs you. It doesn't let you go. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, it's going to be so good it can't fail.
Nice.
When you have a script like that, and then you have the director here that's brilliant, doing transferring the words to visual. It's just going to be so good, and I can't wait to see the finished product. But the opening thing, the script was just fantastic.
Thank you.
Just fantastic.
When we were getting Maria on the phone, that's what we were touching upon. Again, talking about Greg's involvement, we were saying how you guys work on each other's projects, and you've been in some of Greg's scary horror things.
Yes, I've done some of his films, and
Scares
then
the
we're
shit out
also
of me.
currently in a few productions for Lantern Theater Company, where we're in 2 plays together.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Wow. 2 plays together, and you're filming a movie. And
Yeah, we did 2 yesterday, but Valerie was unavailable, so we did 2 shows in the North Belmore Library yesterday, and they were really good. People loved them. Yeah.
2 shows.
Yeah.
What play is it? Or was it?
The first one is called "Take a Seat." Please take a seat. It's about these 2 people who have been seeing each other in a therapist's office for 18 months, and they've never spoken to each other before. So the guy finally works up the nerve to talk to the lady, and they realize that there's an emotional connection. And the second one is a play called Hey Tom, and it's me sitting on a subway, and some young copyright thinks I'm Tom Hanks.
It's hysterical.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a lot of fun, and it's a really good show. And this guy drives me up the wall, and then eventually, at the end of this play, the guy who is mistaken for Tom Hanks finally realizes that he wants to be an actor, and it's really good.
Cute.
It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it's great.
It's a lot of fun. We did those shows
It's
yesterday.
local playwrights too.
Yeah,
so
local
they,
playwrights.
Oh, that's
some
cool.
local
Yeah, they're all
playwrights.
shorts.
Short plays.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they went really well yesterday, and we've done a couple of them since the start of the spring, and they've all gone over very well. The audience reacts really nice to them.
Does your family ever see you?
Very rarely, actually.
I'm just blown away. It just seems like every weekend Greg's posting a photo of him in a different play or film.
Yeah.
I'm always blown away by you. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's.
It's not just doing shows; it's the rehearsing and learning lines and the whole works.
Yeah, I need a break, so I'm gonna just slow down a little bit. You know, with
for like a month.
A month, yeah. knowing me, knowing me, it'll be a week.
Now.
A Sunday afternoon.
The last full-length play I did was in Floral Park, and it took a toll on me physically because of my back issues. So I'm kind of like gonna move away from full-length plays for a little while because it was just too much.
Well, talking about the back issues, that takes us back to dick flicks. But so we're hanging out with Argonaut Studios. Their big mixer is this Wednesday at the Garden Social. What time? Happy hour? Is that what it says?
Yes. Well, 5 to 9, 10. What do we say?
Yeah. So we're gonna start at 5, and we'll be there till whenever. I think the happy hour.
So as long as I can stand.
As long as we can stand. It's a Wednesday night.
Hopefully not long if you're drinking, having fun. And I know I kind of asked before, but I'm asking again. So networking is there a goal of trying to get more people involved with Argonaut, or?
I think it's a kind of a number of things. I mean, when we first started talking about networking, for me, I didn't want it to necessarily be only about Argonaut. I do feel like the Long Island theater and film community can profit from getting to know each other more.
I agree 100%.
Absolutely. Working together for a common cause. If it falls under Argonaut umbrella, okay, that's great. But I just love the idea of us meeting people meeting each other, collaborating,
right?
And elevating that theater and film creative outlet in Long Island to a place where maybe it gets noticed on a more substantial level.
Sure.
You know,
Yep.
Putting in maybe a new, like an even deeper effort and mindset and creative approach to any productions we have on here, so that it does get noticed maybe by larger platforms, I guess you could say, or whatever.
Well, it's
noun you want to put in there.
I from loosely being in the local film world, being involved in the comedy world through the club. You really get a nice idea of. We deal with all sorts of different types of shit and negativity all the time, and then you meet people. I guess creative people. I guess whether it's I get a lot of musicians in here as well. So being with comedy, musician, film, like you'll see a lot of people that are willing to help each other. Oh, you need a camera. Oh, let me lend you this. Or you need a cameraman. Oh, talk to this guy. In fact, Greg filming my film with Don Sill. It's a running joke. Every time I talk about Don, I just show his picture. So, what was that? Like a month ago, we lost the guy that was doing sound for our film for that night. We had a shoot scheduled that night. Like, fuck, we don't want to cancel. Trying to get everybody scheduled together, lock the location. We had everything set. I was like, fuck, what do I do now? So I just went on Facebook and I posted. Anybody know a good sound guy for a movie? Sure enough. Which I should have done. I should have just went straight to Greg. Why I didn't? Because Greg knows everybody. He's involved with everything. But sure enough, he comments, or you reached out to me personally. Yeah. I know a guy.
Yep.
Sure enough, I got that guy that night. It's like,
Vern.
Was that guy Vern?
Yeah, Vern's the best.
Vern's the man.
Vern is the man.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
that Vern.
Shout out to Vern.
Right.
Love you, Vern.
But then that too, you're talking to Vern. He's like, oh yeah, I do. I also film and I do this, and he has it all in his car. He's, oh yeah, and it's all there. I was like, it's like magic. It's like a cartoon. He just pulls it out of frame. He just brings it. Here it is.
You got to see his house.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's got a gigantic mobile studio in his driveway. It's got
amazing.
Boards and everything.
Really?
Yeah, it's incredible. The guy is just a technophobe.
My goodness.
And this van is just amazing. We call it the milk truck when we see it, because Vern would always drink strawberry milk when he was editing audio. Hey, Greg, I got this van. I can come over to your house and we can do some audio. I'm like, all right, I got bring my van, bring the kids. They're like, Vern, you don't want to bring kids in your van. You never know what people may think. I just did a show. I did a show with Vern. Yeah, I did a show with Vern last night. He was great. Yeah, so
wow. But that's my point. Everybody helps each other. Everybody steps up, and really, there's a lot of great people. Yeah, willing to, and even if it's not now, you don't know when you'll need something, or maybe there's a way you can help them. So yeah, that's great. It's a great it's a great way to get ready to kind of meet up.
It's a good community because I've told the I'm sorry.
No.
Like I told these ladies, I'm willing to do anything to make this film great. I don't care what it is, and that's the give and take you have with this community. If they needed me to do something, I'm going to do it. It benefits everybody. So.
Sell your body?
Well, if I have to. I mean, I won't get much, but...
Appear in a dick flick?
Appear in a dick flick, yeah, why not? A short scene, maybe.
Just 30 seconds.
Yeah, tiny scene.
To steal a line from Chandler Bing, it bodes well that speed impresses you.
Jonathan Baker says, hello, everyone.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
Jonathan's also in the film.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Peter says, Greg was doing the shows with extreme back pain, so I want to give him kudos. Okay.
Thank you, Peter.
Colleen McGran says, hi, Val. Can't wait to see the film. James Sabatoni. That's what I said. He says, Val, you're doing great.
Thanks,
very nice. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. So I mentioned Greg selling his body because you guys are trying to raise money for the film as well. So let me see. I'm going to show.
We're auctioning off Greg.
Yes.
Yes. Greg will end up owing money, but this is this is
a good one, Tony.
Thanks. Sorry.
That's all right.
This is Greg expects nothing less from me.
It's true.
This is the QR code support for making of a sci-fi drama film pilot. This
is a great image, by the way.
That is a great. Is that you?
Thank you.
No.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. I thought it was.
Yes,
it was too.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was too. It is me.
It's not her?
No, it's actually not.
Who is it then?
But we think it's
looks
appropriate.
just like your profile.
Like the image is appropriate to the idea behind
wow.
the film.
Yes.
Or the
Sophia,
the
you
visual
are good.
feeling. Right?
You are good, Sophia. Holy crap.
So that's wow. I guess the delay is more than 30 seconds. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Okay. So so you just
that is your profile. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, that's a great shot.
So they scan the QR code, and what happened? Like, where does it take them?
It takes them to an Indiegogo page where there's an assortment. There's like a menu, really, and you can choose any level of donation, any one at all. But if you choose a certain perk, a certain donation, some of them come with perks, right? So, be it a T-shirt, be it a shout out on the film, right? Like anything.
Production credit.
Right.
Oh, nice. And there's another QR code also. What is that one? Oh, that's a GoFundMe, but it's the same thing.
GoFundMe.
So it's the same. It's just that
right,
this
just
is more
another
for the blanket
outlet.
of Argonaut. That we created this one first, and it was more just as like a general Argonaut funding page. And then we discovered Indiegogo, and we're like, oh, this is even better for specifically the film.
For the film,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
I mean, either one is great.
Sure.
But Indiegogo has a more thorough explanation of this film.
Okay. Which I thought I had here somewhere. Oh, yeah, here it is. So Indiegogo, support for making of a sci-fi drama film pilot trapped in the echoes of a life that never was.
Dun, dun, dun.
She must find the courage to face her true reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and I think people don't understand, whether it's comedy, because we're here in the comedy club, whether it's comedy, music, or even making a film, people, I don't want to say outsiders, civilians, but people that aren't in this world, that don't make movies or anything like that, they don't realize how much work is involved. I see it all the time with comedians, that they're constantly running up to us, telling us a street joke, or you should use that in your act, or they tell you some silly story, use that. They're like, no, that was stupid. And they really think that we just walk on stage and just mess around, and then we get off the stage and we, do nothing. There's a lot of work involved. And in this case, not only work, but it work. There's a lot of money involved. There's expenses that people don't even think about.
And you really don't think about it yet.
No, not at all.
And I will just give a shout out to all the video editors out there, because I mean, it is like a thankless job, and the skill set you need to make it into a craft that is good enough to actually garner income from,
yes,
and also be that good at it is a Herculean undertaking.
Yep. Well, like you said before, if you had two different camera people with two different types of cameras, the editor is the one who works his or her magic to make it all match up and be have the consistency to it.
And they're on that screen like 14 hours a day. And so it's like when you have no money, you can't expect them to do that for free. And that's a big chunk of what our fundraising is even if we are out a little bit, I don't mind it as long as we can give something to these editors that are just, I mean, God, the day in and day out of sitting in front of that screen and sifting through terabytes of footage, and sound and
matching it all up,
matching the sound, mixing the sound, the color, the contrast, the camera angles. I mean, it's really truly an art form. And it deserves ample credit.
Do you do any of that? Because you really sound like you know what you're talking about. So.
I do it only, I don't really know that much about video editing. My strength is more in like creative still, 3D rendering, retouching, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So, but I've worked enough with them.
Right. I was going to say.
So I recognize what really is involved, and I've opened up those softwares quite a few times to do some basic stuff. So I really do see. It's like some crazy mad scientist lab, those softwares,
Right. All right. So there's a gentleman commenting by the name of Capagoose.
Oh, Cap Goose. That's my husband.
That's your husband?
Yeah, Steve.
Oh, all right.
Hey,
all right.
Steve.
Because his comments. All right, I'll read his comments. But
I feel very
better.
Dry, and he's yeah.
I feel better that knowing it's your husband because I wasn't sure what was going on here. So the first comment that I saw, Val and Sophia seem to have such a close bond, almost like they can finish each other.
Okay, Steve.
And then his next comment, apostrophe S, sentences. So
he realized that he
yes. But knowing it's your husband, I will say I like this guy. I like the way he's thinking.
He's a good guy. He's a physics teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Good guy.
And I love the movie quote T-shirts. He says.
Oh, yes.
We are providing movie quote T-shirts. You can make your own. You just give us your movie quote, and we put it on either white with black ink or black with white ink, and they're $20.
Oh.
And it helps us raise money for the film.
Tell everyone your quotes.
Oh, mine is "What about the Twinkie?" from Ghostbusters back in the day, Peter Venkman.
Right.
Mine these are not the droids you're looking for.
That's a classic.
Yep. Those are great shirts, and I'm just reading the quotes. I'm not staring at anything else. I just need a few more seconds. No. All right, so we open that door. Star Wars fascinates me.
Oh, yeah.
I love Star Wars.
Okay.
I know you do.
Love-hate. Can I say love-hate?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
More. So there's how many movies? Do you know?
It's like 100.
Nine movies.
Nine
of the
movies.
original
And then you have
trilogy,
the
and then you
side
have
movies.
Rogue One and Solo.
Ugh,
Which
Solo
are the added.
sucked. Rogue One was great.
Rogue One was great. That's a
I
masterpiece.
love Rogue One too.
But Star Wars fascinates me because, all right, let's just stick with the movies for now. More movies in Star Wars suck than are good. Yet they have this whole fan base
Cult following.
They have this huge cult following where people love it. They can't get enough of it. And they want more and more. But a good chunk of it sucks balls.
I think it's the story is good and interesting. And I think that they have such a strong base of like the originals, right? 4, 5, and 6.
Right.
And people get extremely nostalgic. Like the prequels were horrible in my opinion, but I was drawn to watch them because I wanted to follow the story that was told back in the 70s and 80s, you know. But I do agree that, some of it seems like overproduced at this point.
I just think sci-fi has a huge following, and I think that it's not as. I mean, now it's gotten a lot more. It's gained a lot more momentum, but I just think in general, like something like Star Wars back, those, what is it, 4, 5, 6 that were made back in the 70s and was it early 80s?
Early 80s,
I think that was also very unique. Outside of Star Trek, I don't know what else you really had that was being made into. So I think that. And then I think it was a beautiful story, and I think it was really good. And so I think that it garnered a lot of following. And then when the new ones came out, it was like, even though I didn't like most of them either, I found myself wanting to see, well, what happened before? What happened after?
Right.
Like I want to know more about it. But sci-fi in general, I think has a rather the people who are into sci-fi I think we'll almost watch anything that's sci-fi.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm a sci-fi person, so
I see that.
I'm right there with you. You know.
You kind of lit up here when we started.
And you just look what happened with A New Hope. He had a very small budget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen documentaries on what they were able to do with that back in that time period is amazing. That's why when you look at the new ones, it's great that you can do all of these things now, but look at how great the original was.
Right.
With very little money.
Well, like Sophia said, we never saw anything like that before.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
Star
Yeah,
Trek.
no.
That's
and
it.
I wasn't even watching Star Trek at that time. Like to me, I was like,
well,
whoa,
right.
this
Yeah,
is it.
Star Trek was.
And I'll tell you what
reruns.
amazes me, like even with crossover and Sophia's direction and as the cinematographer, it's, when you have no money, very little money, and she's extremely creative to begin with, but it really has to take it to another level too. Camera angles, doing this, taking this out, adding this, and watching her kind of go through that even on set, because she's so prepped before set.
Oh yeah.
But on set, she sees something and she goes after it, and it's just like, all right, let's just keep doing this. Do what. It's just beautifully done.
Wow.
So,
Agreed.
and that's with you're doing that with a creative eye and not a lot of funding, 2 cameras maybe. But when we see this put together, it's going to be amazing. I have no doubt.
Val also allows me to feed right into my anal retentive perfectionist tendencies, which is
I love it though.
And
really
I'm
good for me.
assuming, and I'm assuming your husband must be typing away right now after you said that. I can just imagine what's coming.
I opened myself up for that one. Okay.
George Lucas, and then also Kevin Smith, the way he made Clerks happen with no budget.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And it's, to me, in my opinion, one of the funniest movies ever.
Or even Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, right. Yes.
It was edited on a MacBook. I don't even know if it was MacBook Pro, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
It was made with almost nothing. And I've seen that movie 700 times.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. That's hilarious, that movie. What would your quote be?
Yes, we need a shirt for you, Greg.
Good question. It would definitely be. I would probably something Darth Vader says.
Oh, okay.
Darth Vader's my. That's
Can
the
we make
ultimate.
the breathing sound into a quote?
Right.
That's the ultimate screen villain. Maybe you don't know the power of the dark side. That's always a good one when he's holding his glove up in the air and he just cut off Luke's hand.
Yeah, but isolated like that—that's kind of negative.
Yeah, come on. That's okay. That negativity is all right, but as long as it's done in a tasteful way.
Right.
Maybe. I got to think about that, but it would definitely be a Darth Vader quote.
So many to
or
choose
maybe
from.
you're going to need a bigger boat.
That's
that'd be a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah.
That is a great one.
Yeah.
So, with showing the GoFundMe QR code before, your logo was there too. So, explain. I mean, you said earlier, with the name Argonaut, the warrior, but is that what we're looking at? The logo?
The helmet is an ancient Greek warrior helmet,
Mm-hmm.
and we added we kind of redefined the helmet a little bit, finessed it, and added a pair of lips with a little sneaky smirk that makes it feminine.
Ah, look at you!
And Sophia designed it.
Nice.
Just saying. She's saying we, but she did that.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
All right. That very clever.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. So those are if you look up ancient Greek warrior helmets, a lot of them come from. That's a very, very standard shape and idea.
Right. Yes.
The kind of top area can sometimes be something solid, or it can be like a mane. Think of like a horse's mane, which all has its symbolism where depending on how the actual details of the helmet has its symbolism within that group of soldiers.
Okay. Now, moving on, you also the last bit of graphic that I haven't shown yet, I'm showing now. Oh. Who is Gary? What is this? I've been killing myself trying to figure out the Argonaut connection to this.
Okay.
So explain this.
Gary is our friend and actor.
Okay.
He also plays Val's dad in the main universe of Crossover.
Ah.
And he is a karaoke king. At least that's how we view him. He's great at karaoke.
Okay.
We all love karaoke.
We all love it.
Really?
We thought that he would be a great symbol as a selling point for the t-shirts. So we made these flyers, just kind of a fun way to tie in how much we love Gary and how much we love karaoke. And yeah, you can wear the T-shirts while you're singing karaoke.
That's
I guess.
That's a pretty good likeness, I gotta say. Whoever made
Oh my
that.
God, looks just.
That is a lot of Gary love. Whoever who.
Yeah, it's Gary Love. We love Gary.
And look at that shirt. I
And
am
the shirt.
Groot.
I mean, that's the best quote. I actually should have put that one on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that it's signed by Groot.
I know my sister's watching right now. You know you want a Whoopi Goldberg quote from Ghost.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah, she's got great lines in that.
Yeah, that is a good movie, actually.
I'm going to throw $20 at you right now.
Oh, thanks,
But
Tony.
I'm going to, by the end of the show, thank you. By the end of the show, I'll come up with a quote.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
It's,
You're our first customer.
is that right?
Yes.
Bingo.
Really?
Nice.
How do you like that?
So exciting.
Nice. Val is the karaoke queen, says Colleen McCran.
Thanks,
That was
Colleen.
also- yes, I agree with that.
I love karaoke.
So I do warn a lot of my guests. I do have a friend who watches the show every day. His name is Andrew Fremder, and he has like the worst jokes. Like when he comments, they're awful. But this comment, he's actually stealing from me because I told this joke on the air. I'm pointing at the camera.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm pointing at you, Andrew. I told this joke on the air a few weeks ago, but he's stealing it. I think Darth Vader had marital issues. May divorce be with you. So
That's
Oh
funny.
my God, that's hilarious.
That's
But
a pretty good
yeah.
one, actually.
I commend him on that one. That's or you. You
Me.
slash him.
Me.
Okay.
Tony gets the credit.
be careful. You encourage Fremder, he gets worse.
Uh-oh.
He gets a lot
Oh.
worse.
Oh, boy.
So I'm just
love
telling you
bad
right
jokes.
now. You know what? Let me just throw this out there, just in case, whether you guys or anybody. Fremder does scores. So if you need a score for your film, I'll hook you up with Fremder.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
also want to do another plug, which
Sure.
we will access him if we need him. But I have connected with this wonderful kid guy who is a teen, right? And his name is Ethan Checo, and he is this incredible composer.
Oh, okay.
And he is very excited to work on this with us, and he is just a great kid and very creative and has a really stunning ear as far as like his understanding. He kind of opened up like softwares and just learned them all himself and is composing music with other digital instruments now, even though he plays piano every single day. And
wow.
he's phenomenal. So I hope he's listening in. I know he mentioned he was going to try, and we're just really excited to work with him.
And he actually, on his own, came down to the funeral scene shoot just to get a vibe of the set and the characters and to inspire him. So I thought that was really proactive of him. He's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking up quotes to use.
There's so many, it's
Oh my God,
overwhelming.
it's a rabbit hole. Forget
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
I think.
Oh, Naked Gun. Yeah, that's a
Naked
great
Gun
idea,
is my
yeah.
favorite movie of
That's a
all
Also
time.
masterpiece.
from Airplane is probably
Yeah,
right.
Airplane.
I was thinking of going with "Don't Call Me Shirley."
Yeah, yeah.
But the Naked Gun, Airplane is number 2. The Naked Gun is number 1
Naked
for
Gun
me.
is great.
So I think we're gonna go with this one. Just think, next time I shoot someone, I could be arrested.
That's a good one.
I think.
Love it.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm going with that.
Yeah.
You need me to like text you that or something?
No, don't worry, we'll
You
get it.
good? All right, cool.
I'll reach out if I.
Yeah, you can't beat Naked Gun. That's great stuff.
Would you like a black shirt or white one?
Yes,
A black what?
a black.
Oh,
or
shirt.
white.
I'll go.
I cut this, so it doesn't obviously.
That would look good on you.
Is it cut like that?
Yeah, it would look
I
good.
was just admiring the model.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you.
Yeah. I lost concentration for
Yeah,
I
it
totally
happens.
forgot what we were talking about, and I'm all right with that.
Making your own dick flick here.
I'll go black.
Black, okay.
And I'll never go back.
Okay.
We're gonna remember that, Tony.
That's on his next shirt.
Let's see. Okay. I was gonna whatever I was just about to ask just went right out of my head.
Your train of thought disappeared after making those comments.
Sophia, what is the Castorian Society Youth Group? What is that?
It is a Greek nonprofit organization located in Whitestone, New York.
Okay.
And they have a youth group that does a lot of traditional Greek dance and some lessons and It's just an all-around great society that does a lot of philanthropic work in general to the community, but then also has roots in Greek culture, so does that for its own members and preserves that. And there's lots of wonderful events all year round that are, ethnic Greek events. And the kids, it's just a nice also way. There's a lot of kids that go there of all different ages, and it's a great way for kids to kind of retain any sense of their roots if they so choose. But it's not, as far as their philanthropic work, it extends beyond the Greek community. It's community based in Queens.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Where'd you say it was? Sorry, White Plains?
White Stones, sorry.
I was recently actually doing a shoot in Astoria, and I had no idea. There's a huge Greek presence, community.
Yeah, it's been there for a long time.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I spent a lot of my youth in the Greek cafes in Astoria.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
This particular area was kind of weird to me because within maybe a 3-block span, I was right on Astoria Boulevard. Astoria, is that the name of it? No.
Are you talking about underneath the train? No.
No.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. Not just a few blocks from there.
Okay.
I can't remember now, but so it was a weird situation. Where we were filming was the room was smaller than this, and we had, I think, 2 or 3 actors. Then you had the cameraman, the lighting guy, the sound. So it was packed, and it was hot. So I was like, all right, I wasn't in that. I'm acting and producing this movie, but I wasn't in this scene. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out, and I left. So I'm sitting in my car on whatever the street was for 6 hours because because I couldn't go in. So I'm like, and once in a while they were sending me photos or FaceTiming, and I was watching that way. But so I spent a lot of time just watching this the street. It was so freaking busy. First of all, I couldn't believe how busy it was. Very big Greek presence, but within like a 3-block span, there were 6 barbershops. So I'm like, there's no way these are all barbershops. Something weird is happening here.
So I've actually never heard that.
Yeah, so I was like, and I was
You have any Italian in you?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
I feel like you're thinking like mafia.
Oh, totally.
Gambling in the back.
Absolutely. There was definitely something like that going on. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I was parked close to one, and you saw every maybe once every hour or so, you'd see them kind of looking at, like somebody would peek their head outside of the barbershop looking at me, thinking the 5-0 was watching.
That's the whole like village local mentality thing, right? Like, where they're like, who's that guy? We don't recognize him.
Right.
He's an outsider.
Oh yeah, you totally.
I mean, when I go back to Greece pretty often, and whenever I go back, if we go to the villages where my family's from, there's some villages that, like, if we go in, I mean, you will get stopped. Whose kids are you?
They'll actually stop you?
Yeah, I don't recognize you. Whose children are you?
Wow.
Yeah. They're not being mean. They're just like, I don't. Who are you? Like, I just want to know who you are. And so it's fun. It's always like some old lady or old man that's been there forever, and they just know everybody in the tiny village.
So, all right, in your case, you have family from there, so you would actually, I don't know, grandpa or whoever, you would actually say their name.
Yes,
and they'd be like, oh,
if
okay,
I tell them my dad's name, they're like, oh, you're his daughter. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God. And then chances are you're going to end up like at their house having food or coffee or something, or
no
having
kidding.
them. Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
It's cool. Yeah.
That is cool. Very nice. So, all right, so Andrew Fremder wants to know, what 3D rendering software does she use?
Oh, I use mostly Blender, and that's pretty much it, actually. And I do, when I'm not doing the 3D renders, I'm using a lot of Photoshop, Illustrator, not so much Premiere because I know this video editing. I do open it up though sometimes, more than I used to actually. And yeah.
Nice.
If he has any recos, tell him to pass it on.
Any recos?
I'm always happy to chat further about that stuff.
I'm curious too. That it's an interesting story how you kind of got into this world a little bit. You had stage fright.
Yeah. Yes. I just had realized that I was always fascinated with the acting world and the film world. And I recognized that if I wasn't going to address that, I was never really going to find my way into it in a way that was satisfying. So I decided to take acting classes.
How old are you at this point?
Oh, in my 40s.
In your 40s?
Yeah.
Oh, so this would be recent?
I started in my early 40s, so
okay.
I mean,
I
don't
look
feel
older than 40 now, so that's why you kind of threw me.
Well, it was almost 10 years ago. Let's put it that way. So,
okay. Wow.
So I decided to do that, and it was very terrifying. You know, I really think that every single time I got in front of everybody, I was having anxiety attacks. Yeah. You know, like I was like the sweaty hands, the shaking, the coldness. But I just kind of met a really good group of people that were very supportive, and I just was very determined to try to work through it. And I still get it, you know, sometimes. It always happens to some degree or another, but it's way less than what it ever was.
Okay.
And then it was through acting that I started to kind of even entertain the idea of directing, and I was like, I never would have even thought to take a class in directing.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just, because I was feeling more comfortable and more relaxed, it just kind of surfaced. And I said, I'm just going to take a class and why don't I just take the class?
Yeah.
And just see.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so that's literally what I did. And it's totally steamrolled.
Oh, yeah. Same with me. I got into acting and never in a million years thought about directing, and then eventually started doing it, and I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Love it. Yeah.
Me too.
And the reason I ask about the stage fright is because, you know, here at the clubs, Governors has 3 clubs, and they have comedy classes at them. And I took one here.
That's cool.
5 years ago, and I keep once in a while peeking and watch what's going on, or and the graduation for the comedy classes is they get to do a show.
So cool.
And so I talk to a lot of them. Sometimes I'll bring them in here and whatnot. Most of the people that are taking these classes aren't taking them because they want a career in comedy. They're taking it because they have a stage fright or they need to get more public speaking experience. Mm-hmm. That's what most of these guys, students here, take the class for, which I the first time I ever heard that, I was like, oh, yeah, what a great idea. And it's kind of the same thing here.
Acting in general, the classes for acting and the broad scope that entails, I think is so beneficial to us in general as far as communication. Like my daughter is taking an acting class in her high school, and I will tell you that she's not necessarily in love with acting, but she loves the community, and she loves what the exercises that they give her and the creativity that it instills in her, and also the ability to communicate with other people. Like I've seen a change in her as far as not only connecting with other kids but with adults. Like you know, as a parent, you're always like, say thank you, or whatever, you know, whatever it is. Like, I didn't hear it.
Right.
I said it. Well, I didn't hear it. You know, like, and so it's like this. The way she says thank you, she looks people in the eye now. She communicates. She connects, and that I do feel is so much of what this. She has this amazing teacher. I think her name is Miss Taplin. Miss Taplin, you're amazing. And she has just inspired my daughter to. I could see her. She's more relaxed. She's more creative.
Sure.
She's kinder. She's recognizing things like situational awareness, just things like that. And I think that acting does that for you.
That's interesting.
Let's face it. In a push button society, the more you can speak to somebody one-on-one instead of just texting somebody, it's even better, because the kids in this generation, the 15-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, they don't say anything to anybody.
No,
it's
they
all
don't.
done by buttons, and that's great. I think it's great.
Yeah.
When did you start acting?
I auditioned for a lot of roles back in the early 90s when I was in my early 20s.
So you didn't do it in high school?
No. I was a hermit in high school. I didn't speak to anybody.
So, see, that's exactly why I asked, because as Sophia was talking about her daughter in high school, that same thing with me. Because I sucked at sports, and then get into acting, and boom, all of a sudden, you know, I'm talking to girls.
Yeah, I was a train wreck in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I was a mess. Yeah. 5 foot nothing.
Oh, that's okay. That makes two of us.
Yeah,
I was a train
I
wreck
was just
too.
Really?
just the kid.
Yeah.
That, you know who you know what they called me in high school? Tattoo, because I was so short. And,
Really? You were short?
And they called me the little Dutch boy, and then I also got Eggy.
What?
Eggy.
Eggy?
Because my hair was so blonde, I looked like an egg. I got it all, yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
Sarah's
eggy,
so
yeah.
blonde, he looks like
Yeah,
an egg.
Looks like an egg, yeah.
What's that even mean?
I don't know. It just, it
Kids
was.
can be mean.
Yeah, kids
Well,
can be
yeah,
mean.
that's for sure.
And I got some confidence when I actually broke 5 feet. So as I got taller, I got a little more confident.
Yeah.
So you were, I guess, as far as growing, you were a little bit of a late bloomer?
Oh, hell yeah.
Because what
yeah.
are you now, 5'10"?
5'10", yeah.
Yeah.
I grew 8 inches in my senior year of high school.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I just
Wow.
shot up.
That's a growth spurt.
Yeah, I just shot up.
Still talking
And-
about height.
Yeah.
So you go to like reunions and stuff, and they're like, wow.
I have never gone to a high school reunion.
No kidding.
No. I thought about going to the last one that they had for the school, but I don't want to see those people. They made my life miserable. Why would I want to go meet them again? It's,
Wow. All right. I'm going to make a bet with you.
Okay.
I think you should go. And I guarantee there will be at least 3 people that will come up to you and tell you how much they thought you were a good guy and they enjoyed you back in high school. I would.
I second
Go
the
for
bet.
it. Go
You
for
second
it.
that?
Yeah,
Do it.
You think
yeah.
I should?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'll find out when the next Comac South reunion is, and I'll go to
All
it.
right, all right.
That's a good
I'm sure
idea.
there's a Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even though the
that's
school doesn't exist anymore.
Age
Oh.
is like this universal leveler where everybody eventually is like, oh, we're all the same. It's
Exactly.
Not that,
It's a number, it's a number.
It's true.
None of us is better than anyone else.
Right.
We're all
Yep.
working at it.
Yep.
We're all doing our best.
Absolutely right. When I go to high school reunions, I've been to not all of mine, but most of them. If you told me in high school that I'd be hanging out with so-and-so or, certain people at a reunion till like 4 a.m, I would have laughed at you back in high school. Like, no, I have nothing to do with that guy. He hates me. I hate him, But, yeah, you just have a shared experience and a certain bond that you just don't have with other people because you grew up together. And, I love them. And I guarantee – because, yeah, you're a nice man. And I guarantee you were nice in high school. I guarantee at least 3 people – they're gonna say
that.
they're gonna say it's good to see you. You were a good guy, and some people, oh yeah, I wonder what happened to you. Where you been?
Missing in action.
You might even
Yes.
get an apology.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
does happen.
Yeah,
that
that's
does
true.
happen.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Yep.
That does.
Yeah.
And speaking of school, you must be excited. You got a month left?
Less than a month of classes, but
She's
about
like
a month left.
27
Counting the
days.
hours. Yeah,
10 hours.
Yep, she's counting the hours.
37
Yeah,
minutes and
it's-
5 seconds. 4 seconds.
So it's a good time of year.
What and at what point does at what point does everybody get a case of the fuckets? Because once the weather starts to warm up,
love
nobody wants to be in school anymore. I don't
Well,
even know if you can answer that, if you're allowed to answer that. But
You want me to answer it for you?
I think once you hit your senior year, that starts to happen in October.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that.
Little bouts of it,
Yes.
and I'm always trying to. But no, I feel like it's been maybe the last month or so has been tough. But now AP testing is done, so
Okay.
a lot of kids are like, all right, we took our tests, we know where we're going to college, so they're just trying to get through the rest
Is it
of
a
the
relief
year.
for you though, as far as getting through the APs and feeling like
It is a relief, it's a nice. It definitely is. There's so much build up to that moment, and I'm excited that it's over. And then my juniors think they're seniors, so
Yeah, right,
They have
right.
senioritis a year early. So no, it's just once the weather starts getting nicer too.
Yes, that's when you
it's-
feel
it's-
it.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
and the teachers feel it too.
Oh, I'm sure.
we're all on the same page. but-
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. I'm reading all the different types of classes you teach. AP Lit.
I teach AP Lit. Yeah,
11th grade English, college Lit, and composition.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice.
So I perform all day.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Do you ever yell at these little shits? I can't. I was gonna say I can't picture you even yelling.
No, it's not my style.
Yeah.
I always say don't get my Sicilian up. They know what that means, but if I have to raise my voice or yell, it's maybe 2 times a year. I have a way of it's all about relationships.
Right.
It really is. And I always call the trouble ones scutches, like my mom used to call us a scutch when we were little. but they really just want your attention, and they really just want love. And it doesn't matter that they're in 11th or 12th grade; they still need it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I also have a type A personality at work. So I always I have to get through this lesson. I have to get through this content. And there's just sometimes they just want to talk to you, or you need to talk to them.
Sure.
So I'm learning now, just, that's okay. Let's give each other that space right now and let's chit chat. Or I'm also not in the mood to do something right now, just as you are. And let's take a breather together and we'll start over tomorrow. So I love what I do. I can't complain.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because, like you said with your daughter, teachers make such a difference, and you never, that stuff stays with you forever.
You
Forever.
don't even realize the difference that you make either, because it's one of those thankless jobs where I will occasionally have a student come back, or now they're teaching in the building and they go, I was horrible years ago. No, you weren't so bad. I've seen worse. But you don't often, including myself, I don't really go back to my teachers and say, thank you, or, I really loved your class or whatever. So when I do get that opportunity to hear that, it's really, really nice. But you can impact people, and they will think it, they'll share it with friends, but they'll never tell you. It's just something you just have to hope that you've guided them in the right direction, you know? But it's been great. And I do have I did direct for one semester 2 years ago at the school, and just working with the theater kids too. It kind of reminded me of what you were asking before about stage fright and being picked on in school and everything. I was very quiet in high school, and I was a sports person. I played softball my entire life, and I remember I was very quiet in class, but on the field I wasn't. And my social studies teacher, Mr. Stanton, and some of the people logging in right now had him as well. He watched one of my games, and when I came into class the next day, he was blown away. He's like, I hardly hear you speak, but you look so confident out there. I was in my element. So the thing with acting is everybody can be vulnerable and get up there, and it really is this sense of escapism and being somebody else. And it's just I feel that when I'm acting, I felt that with sports.
Okay.
Once that's game time, everything else kind of. I think of the movie For Love of the Game. Did you ever see that movie?
Kevin Costner?
With Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
When he's pitching, and every sense of noise and comment is just, when he's in the zone, everything just shuts out.
Right.
But then when he starts to lose it and get tired, he starts to hear it. But it really is that focus. It's just really therapeutic in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah. Whether it's sports, drama, whatever, you find your place. I mean, that's all we want, right?
Yeah.
We all want to have our thing where we're comfortable and we fit in. I actually did that on here about 6 months. I had my high school drama teacher on, and did just cool. that. I thanked her and talked about the old, because sticking with the acting, all these years, I still think about things that she taught me back then.
So we all have teachers that right now that we could talk about instantaneously, right? That have had
absolutely
an impact on us.
Yes,
yeah, definitely,
right?
Yep,
forever. That's going to be forever. Yeah.
I have a weird question for you.
Okay.
Can I just ask the name of the teacher that does that directs the high school plays in your district?
Right now it's Jared Ross. He's the theater teacher. And then Ed Norris is the select chorale teacher, and he's the musical director.
That's at the high school?
At the high school, yes. So it's a team.
I the reason I ask is because my kids went to Wantor. And there was a teacher there when my daughter was in middle school. This teacher was great to her. My daughter's on the spectrum, and she wanted to try the plays. And Wantor did a nice job, but unfortunately, when they were doing the plays, there were a couple of kids that weren't very nice to her. And this guy looked after her. He made sure she was everything was taken care of, and everything went well. And she had a decent experience. And I can see his face, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
And if it came to me, I would remember it. But I'm pretty sure he ended up leaving Wantor, and I thought he went to your district. I'm not saying your district on purpose. I don't know, probably better off not saying it.
It's good that she had that experience with him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my daughter's, like I said, Wantor did a very nice job. This was, a couple of hiccups here and there.
It's going to happen, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But, this one particular teacher was great to her, and it's going to bug me now what his name was. But
yeah, what I've noticed too with the theater community where I work, and the kids are it's such a safe space.
Yes.
They like to hang out there even when they're not rehearsing.
Yes.
They like to be with the instructors. They might be quiet outside of that auditorium or, you know, in different classes than others, but they embrace each other. And
Yep.
the teachers really create that environment. I've been on field trips with the program, and it really is like a family.
That's great.
And then if, you know, you kind of feel like one of the instructors, if something goes wrong, he's talking to them like a dad, and you don't have to yell. They don't want you to be disappointed. So, and that's not an easy space to create. And so I give them a lot of credit for that. And it's been like amazing chaperoning trips with them and seeing these kids flourish, and they take pride in what they're doing.
Right.
And that's so important.
Yep.
They just put on a production of Chicago, which was incredible.
Oh, cool.
Incredible.
So cool.
Yeah.
The choreography these kids had to learn, the singing, and a few of the students that I directed when they were freshmen that I can barely get to project were in lead roles and flourished. So it was really nice to see.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and it is. It's nice. And just like softball or any, you see a kid that really, any sport, a kid really, you know, finds their groove, and it's nice to see that. Yeah, that's great.
And shout out to Glen Cove High School. They made the semifinals in softball.
Oh, very nice.
Woohoo.
Congratulations to them.
Nice.
I went to Hicksville, and 3 years ago they were naming they redid the auditorium. It was the same for years. It looked exactly the same. And they put millions into it. And the latest technology, they redid everything. It looks beautiful. But they decided to name it after a particular music teacher. His name is Chuck Arnold. So they had decided that he retired years ago, but had a huge impact on the district and the kids. So they decided to name the auditorium after him, and they were having the big unveiling, I guess, like the big, opening.
Yep.
He now lives in Colorado, but he flew in. He's 90-something years old. His family brought him in. And they had former students get up to speak. And I was lucky enough that I was asked to speak. I was like, oh, shit, I would love to do that. So I get there. I have the program. I have looking at the, what the order of events, and I'm the last one. I'm like, why would they save me for last? This is weird. So I go up and I do my speech. And then it turns out that they had saved a surprise speaker to go on after me, another former student of this teacher. So after I'm done, they introduce a surprise. Here comes Billy Joel.
Wow.
So
wow.
Yeah, so I
cool.
get to tell people I opened for Billy Joel.
Yeah, seriously.
So.
I would take that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're hanging out with Argonaut Studios. They got their mixer coming up this Wednesday at the Garden Social in East Meadow, starting at 5 o'clock. And who knows how long it'll go. It's going to be crazy, especially if Capagoose is there. You never know what trouble you get into. So it's just about time for us to go. Do you have a timeline set? Like, do you have an idea of when you want this by, or it doesn't matter? You're just going to keep going until it's finished?
I am anticipating finishing filming by the end of the summer.
Okay.
And then I suspect that the editing will probably, by the time we're done with that, I have a feeling it won't be until maybe spring, summer 2026.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that is a realistic, if I wanted to try to be ultra ambitious, I would tell you the beginning of that year. But I don't, especially with what we talked about, all the budget, the kind of, we're all working our jobs and trying to do this, when we have time.
Right.
I just think that we have to take it slowly, patiently, cautiously, and
Right.
so I do think it's realistic to say spring, summer 2026.
And then what? Festivals?
Yeah.
That's the
Yes.
plan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw something out there just in case. So Don and I are currently making our film. There he is.
Hey.
It's actually our second. We made a film 2-3 years ago. It's a short film. It's only a half hour. But after we watched it, in fact, Greg's seen it. After we made it stands alone fine. But afterwards, this actually could serve as almost like a pilot. So we've decided to make more. So we're working on the second one. But when we took the first one, when it was done, we started hitting festivals with it, right? And it got into a few, but it was getting rejected a lot. I'm like, what is going on here? So one of the I forget which festival it was, but one of the guys got in touch with us. He said, look, your film, he goes, I really enjoyed your film. He goes, the problem is it's not diverse. It was just all white people, white men and women. we didn't think about it. We didn't think, we're not bringing black people in here. We just went with people we knew and wanted to, work
No, it wasn't
with.
deliberate, but in many ways, I can see that. I can see
Right.
how that's,
And it did wake us up. And so, of course, Don and I then started talking, oh, you know what about this guy? Like, we're not getting we're not making it more diverse because somebody told us. It just woke us up to the point where, like, oh, yeah, we know this one who's black, or this one who's, not white, whatever,
like
whatever.
a person of color. There's,
yeah.
I mean,
It just made us
worldwide, that's
realize.
actually the majority.
Yes.
So really, it's wise to say, hold on, let's open up our pool and
Exactly.
say, regardless, let's just see what people work for these roles, for these
Exactly.
jobs, right?
Right. And because we were going with people that we weren't auditioning, we were getting people we know that this one could play this role. Oh, this one, or we actually wrote some parts with certain people in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's just natural. But now we're still doing that, but we've broadened we've opened our eyes a little bit. So
it's really nice when you kind of realize that, isn't it? Like,
yes,
I found that it was
really
this
was.
is actually really exciting. It just kind of opens up this whole like.
It was
broader...
weird at first though, because it made us think about ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't we think about that?
Mm-hmm.
It was a little upsetting at first, but.
Yeah, but I think that we are all governed by our surroundings and,
right.
our world, and we do
Exactly.
the best we can. And becoming aware is a huge step.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's kind of what I tell my students with literature, and I think the same thing goes for when you're watching a movie or connecting to a script, is that you can read or watch something through mirrors or windows, right? So there's a lot of times that we can see ourselves in literature or see ourselves in characters, but it's not always the case.
Right.
Sometimes it's looking through a window and it's learning something, or it's learning about another culture, or learning about a gender differences, or whatever it is. And it's important to be open to that. So I think the diversity plays a role, and what we're trying to do is like not only serve as mirrors for multiple people that can see themselves in our films and what we do, but also opening up this window for them to look through and learn and want to be a part of.
Yeah, that's great.
Just one thing to kind of close on this, because I know we have to end, but that idea that we talked about in the beginning, kind of coming full circle about, do we think that women still, struggle as far as representation? The truth is that I think that it can be misconstrued, meaning like it can seem like the people that are behind more of like a women's rights movement can feel like it's this constant badgering from a certain perspective. But the reality is that it really is just asking for equal representation. Because as a woman, the things we have encountered, the restrictions that I will tell you, there is not a single woman at some point in their lives that will not encounter some level of sexual either violence or abuse or something.
Yeah.
All of us have to manage that, unfortunately, at one point in our
you're right.
lives.
Yep.
And so it's about that awareness that like we have different battles. And so we do require to bring awareness to that. And that can sometimes feel overwhelming to people on the other side of that. But it's not in an effort to to downplay anyone else's plight. It's just a matter of a reminder. Like we do have things that we have to work through. There is things that have been overlooked.
Are you walking around? Fuck it, I'm just going to ask you. Do you walk around though saying like men suck? Because I do know.
No, I don't
unfortunately,
think about
most women
that.
are walking around with a story where somebody did corner them. Unfortunately.
But I don't know that it has anything. I don't define any part of my life with that statement or any other like generalization of a group of people.
Cool. Yeah.
Right. Like it's more like recognizing maybe inherent misogyny, which is also something that there are men that we all grow up with it to some degree or another, and we're not necessarily aware of it. And this is a very tricky thing to talk about, and it would take really hours for us to really talk about it. But
True.
But the truth is that it's just about recognizing when there needs to just be more equal representation, I guess. Right, Val? I mean, I feel like that's really what it is. But I mean, I've married a man.
Right. And he
I
doesn't
love my
suck.
husband.
And he doesn't
and
suck.
he's awesome. And he
he is
and
good guy.
it's not. that doesn't make any progress at all to walk around thinking like that.
You know, and just to add to what Sophia's saying, I think what is also misrepresented with women coming forward to, you know, put their voice out there or to empower each other. Sometimes when people aren't willing to hear it, they think right away, oh, you're just an angry feminist.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's like, no. I mean, we're in the society right now where everybody is like focusing on such extremes. It's like, no, we want to be collaborative. I mean, we're inclusive.
Sure.
Greg's with us. We have Vern doing our sounds. We are inclusive, you know? And just having the conversation or saying, you know, we feel like we could do more doesn't mean that we're angry feminists. And I think that sometimes people take that role, like, you know, like what you're asking. I appreciate that question.
Yeah.
No, we're not walking around going, fuck men. No, absolutely not. Like, no. But if something doesn't feel right to us, or we feel like we're not represented or whatever, we're just gonna speak up. And again, we're very professional and collaborative, and we hope that it's a joint conversation.
Sure.
And it's just the conversations that have to happen at this point. I mean, even if you look historically, women have been oppressed historically, right? So it is something that we have to battle. That's all. It's and it doesn't have to be a war. It's not one side against the other.
Right.
You know, and nothing. There's no progress ever made with anything that way. It has to be about conversations, about shades of gray, about recognizing people's points and trying to work together.
Like you said, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if anybody watches The Handmaid's Tale, which is based on Margaret Atwood's book, she only wrote one book, but it's 6 seasons. She's a Canadian author, and she wrote about this dystopian society that started to oppress women and this regression of women's rights, right? And it wasn't that women didn't have rights. She wrote in the 80s. She was not satisfied at the complacency that women, the status quo, and her point was, if we don't continue to push forward, you might move backwards.
Sure.
So when people get very comfortable, they think everything's fine. Sometimes that's when things start to get lost. And she did it through this dystopian society, and it's been a very, very popular show on Hulu. Check it out. It's very dark too.
Full circle. That's why I said in the beginning, I'm fine with women ruling the world. They'll communicate. They'll yell at each other.
I don't want that responsibility.
This was a lot of fun.
This was fun. Thank you.
As the movie progresses, maybe when it's ready to come out or something, please come back.
Absolutely.
And let's do this some more. Maybe maybe we can show a clip. Maybe bring some of the actors around. Quickly before we go, and I'll start with Valerie. Work our way. Favorite actresses. Name 1 or 2, 3, whatever.
I love
One.
Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I do. I like her a lot.
All right.
I don't know if anyone knows this one. Juliette, I don't even know how to say her last name. Binoche, I think. She's French.
Oh, yeah. I know who that is.
Yeah, she's one of my faves. I think that she's good.
Nice.
Yeah, she's just, she says a lot without saying a lot.
Good answer.
I want to say probably the actress I most enjoyed ever watching was Lisa Kudrow on Friends.
She is fantastic.
Fantastic.
I thought she was the best one on there.
And I think
the hottest. I thought she was the best looking one.
Most comedic.
I don't think she ever got the credit she deserved
Yeah,
for really
I agree.
driving that show. Because Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox and people. Kudrow is really, and Chandler Bing, Matthew Perry, the two of them were really, to me, in my opinion, the drivers of that show. And Kudrow was
Kudrow made a movie with Christina Ricci, and I can't remember the title. Did you ever see this? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? It's a
No.
drama.
I like
Lisa
Christina Ricci,
Kudrow
too.
was fantastic.
She's a really good.
She is.
really
She's
good
great.
actress.
I can't remember the name of this movie, but it was Lisa Kudrow.
I would
was
say
fantastic.
Kudrow. Kudrow was great.
Good
She's
answer.
underappreciated. I agree.
Very good answer.
Absolutely.
All right. Very nice. It's definitely time to go. Thanks for sticking around with us. We went a little late, but so what? The club is opening. They have a show today at 3 o'clock. There's a. Do I have the info here?
Of course you do.
I thought I did. Oh, is this it? Yes. Beverly Munter is performing here at 3 o'clock today. She's 91 years old. And this
How cool.
this will be, I think, her second time playing here. Yeah. She took one of the comedy classes, so now she's performing here tonight.
That's impressive.
Amazing.
Yeah, 91 years old,
Oh.
Beverly Munter.
Good for her.
So come around, come enjoy a comedy show today at 3 o'clock. Tonight there's shows. Tom Kelly is headlining the Giggle Room. Come on down, enjoy some great shows. Also, go to govs.com, check out their full schedule. So this coming weekend, Psychic Robert Hansen is playing here. I think that might be Thursday, actually. Oscar Colasos is playing this coming weekend. Tommy Gooch, Daniel Torado, just some of the shows that's going on the Governor's stage this weekend. Right here in Levittown, the main stage, the Giggle Room, the Brokerage in Belmore, and McGuire's out in Bohemia. Of course, don't forget Knockem Dead Comedy, where you can see this man. June 6th, we're performing at the Knights of Columbus in Hicksville.
Yeah.
You might see this guy in a dress.
Yes, you will.
That's right. That's going to be.
I'd pay to see that.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be funny.
Strangely enough, so am I.
Well, that's just a normal Saturday night for you.
This is true.
KnockemDeadComedy.com for all sorts of information on us. And, of course, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. I don't know. Don and I might come back tonight to do to maybe get some of the comedians on, out of the green room to come in here with us. It's not definite yet, but tomorrow morning, Coffee with the Dog at 9 a.m. I'm back in here with Jeff tomorrow at 11 a.m. Is there anything else tomorrow night? Steve Squared at 6:30 tomorrow night as well. This Thursday, as I mentioned before, this Thursday we do we bring in a musician every week. Well, this week we have a very special guest zooming in with us because he's in Iowa. We have Tony Walker joining us. He's a musician out of Iowa. A friend of mine sent me a link. He said, "Look at this guy. He's got the same name.
Wow.
And he's a musician." So I checked out some of the videos. I contacted him.
Not?
I said, "You want to zoom in on my show?"
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So Tony Walker is joining us.
Tony Walker is joining Tony Walker.
I'm going to see what else we have in common. It might be an interesting show. All right. Once again, Argonaut. Oh, let's get all the socials and how people can find you, contact you, for all that stuff, all that good stuff.
We have a site. It's a page holder site, but it's plenty of info on there. It's weareargonauts.com. So all spelt out. Weareargonauts.com. We also have our email, argonautstudiosny@gmail.com, and our Instagram feed, Argonaut. Is it Argonaut Studios NY? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Argonaut Studios NY. Our Facebook, same. You can contact us through any of those. And we're super duper responsive, so we'll get back to you right away.
Very nice. This was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed this one.
Thank you guys.
Again,
Thank you.
we'd love to see you guys
That was
again.
amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, we're out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Let's go Mets.
Yeah, let's go Mets.
Let's go Yankees.
Yankees.
Boo.
I'm turning off their mics.
The evil